Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, 23 Flavors of Stitching. My name is Kirsten and today is going to be a Flosstube update. I started filming this video and then I was just a complete hot mess, and so I decided to restart it. It has been a while. I honestly cannot remember what you have seen and what you have not seen. Situated. I think the last time that I filmed, I had finished a gingerbread house. I had started another gingerbread house, and we had just been to Augusta for the Masters golf tournament. I now have pictures of hole 12 and pictures of us at the Masters, which is awesome. When I talk about my Augusta National Golf Course cross-stitch piece, I will put in the picture of what hole 12 looks like in person, but that's kind of getting ahead of myself. So I don't know if I have talked about how I am keeping track of my stitching this year. For the last few years, I've used blank calendars, blank planners. Of course they're blank. I've used planners that are only monthly layouts instead of monthly and weekly, just because I don't really need a weekly layout to track my stitching. So this year, I'm doing the same thing, but I'm using an undated happy planner because I have kind of stopped using planners ever since I stopped having a job that I don't have to plan things around. And for my daughter's appointments, I just put them in my phone. So I bought a couple of these undated happy planners, and so for the next couple years, that's what I'm going to be using. So I am doing the Full Coverage Fanatics counting challenge this year. I'm also doing the monthly non-counting challenge that they did last year, which was a color challenge. Because I'm doing the counting challenge and there are a large number of stitches that you have to complete for some of those projects, I am writing them down and I'm keeping track of them. So Canada Sampler was one that I had goals for in that counting challenge and I finished it, so that's where that was. This is Augusta National, which also bleeds onto this page. This is another WIP, and just kind of keeps going. So that's what I'm doing, and then a monthly spread will usually look something like this. The pink is for starts, the green is for finishes. In January I had a start and a finish, but it's just kind of cool to be able to see. This was March Madness, so 4 starts, 5th start. This was April. There's a couple things that need highlighting on this page, but excuse me. And then this is May, and I need to write in here, but that's May. So then I have the Epic Journeys Challenge, which is the counting challenge, and which projects are slotted for which part of the journey. And if I need to do half stitches, so I need to do double the stitches, then I have that written down as well. So that took me significantly less time in this video than it did in the last one. Okay, so that's that. I have only worked on 2 projects. I have worked on my Augusta National Golf Course, and I have also worked on Lahaina, Hawaii. Both are by Awesome Pattern Studio. I will show you Augusta National because it is what I have worked on. It's what I worked on first. So, while I am looking for this, I will remember to put a picture of the real hole 12 up while I'm talking about this. So this pattern is of hole 12. It is a very famous hole. It is a par 3. If you don't know what that means, it means that you should be able to get the ball into the hole within 3 swings of your club. So on a par 3 you don't use your driver, but your drive, your approach shot, and then your putt. Typically on a par 3 you should get your ball to the green off of the tee box. And then you are supposed to have 2 putts to get it in. I'm not explaining that completely correctly, but that's the general consensus of it. Anyway, this section of the golf course is one of the most secluded. Patrons are only allowed on one side of the hole instead of on both. Instead of on both. So all of the patrons, all of the spectators are looking kind of down at you because it's downhill, but as soon as you go on to the green and then you're going up to tee off at the next hole, you're kind of secluded and off doing your own thing, which is probably really nice for the players. But here is, oh, what did I do? Here is what it will look like when it's finished. I am stitching it on 16 count white Aida, and I'm using the called for DMC, and this is what we're looking like. And maybe I don't know what I'll do. Never mind. But yeah, that's what we're looking like. This is the very top left part of the pattern, so I kind of have my border now in my head, which is nice because when you're doing this much green and this much blue, which there's still more blue over here, but it just feels never ending. So, and here's all the pretty colors. It was really cool to be able to see this hole in person and just kind of be able to picture it, because even though I watch the Masters with my husband every year, I'm not like paying attention, really. And I don't remember golf courses the way that my husband does. Like, if he walks it or if he plays it or whatever, he can run through it in his head and know which hole is what, and I am not that way. So even if I had seen this hole on TV, I definitely would not remember it. I also wouldn't remember what hole number it is, and you know, anyway, really cool because now I have that image in my head. And I tried to get a picture that shows kind of the angle that the pattern is showing, so hopefully you can see that a little bit. And okay, then I have worked on Lahaina, Hawaii, also by Awesome Pattern Studio. If you've been here for a long time, like 2 years maybe, I had this grand idea to stitch places that I've been and then put them into a quilt. I have downloaded almost every single city's pattern that Awesome Pattern Studio has. I have stitched Pretty Little Washington DC by Satsuma Street, and Pretty Little Washington DC is all that I finished. So obviously my quilt plans are really coming along great. This is what Lahaina will look like when it's done. And I am stitching it on 18 count Fog by Picture This Plus. And this is where I'm at. We are getting there, and I am leaving it in its hoop because this is what I'm working on until I finish the project. I only have a couple hundred stitches to go. So I am currently 4,155 stitches completed out of 4,434, and that puts me at 93.71% complete. And all of these numbers right here are zeroed out, and starting at 3607 is all of the, and up are all the colors that I still need to complete. So we are doing a great job, and I am very pleased that another project is going to be finished. And this project, I had a goal of a finish this year, so that's that. I am also using the called for DMC except for one color, and it's this teal right here. I didn't have the called for, so I just picked something that was close to it. And that is all my stitching. I feel like I talked kind of fast, so I'm sorry if I did. Okay, hopefully you can hear me okay because my phone is charging instead of the mic being plugged in. I just went back and watched my last video, so I know for a fact that I did not show you my Gingerbread House 2 small finish or my Gingerbread House 3 start. So I would like to show those to you so that an accurate representation of what I've worked on since my last video is in this video. And then maybe we can also draw what I'm supposed to start in May, because now we're halfway through the month and I haven't started. So excuse me. So this was my Gingerbread House 2 small finish. Ignore the knots. There's the finish. And here is where I'm at on Gingerbread House 3 Small. That's what I've done. And I'm using the called for colors. I'm stitching them on 14 count antique brown perforated paper. And let's pull up what this is supposed to look like. This is what it will look like when it is all done, minus the blue. And where is my... I did. The last thing that I have to actually show you is my Roxy Floss Co. subscription. Their monthly club. I am in their Brights. So... here they are. You can't really see the green. Okay. I love these. I think that they are gorgeous. Very pleased. I need to start doing substitutions with Roxy Floss. Just like how I started doing more of Forbidden Fiber, I need to do some with Roxy Floss. Anyway, if you want to stick around and chat for a minute with me, I just have a couple things to talk about. I have kind of been a reading machine, and I also joined a quilting group in my neighborhood. So, that's what I'm going to talk about. I have started reading instead of watching TV while my daughter sleeps on me during her naps, and if I am also not sleeping. I started reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. I started it, when did I start it? I started it during Christmas, I think, and then hold on just a second. Oh, I do not want to tip you over. It's just, I'm noticing that it's getting really dark because the sun just got covered by some rain clouds. So we're gonna fix that. Okay. Ooh. And now it's gonna start raining. Cool. So anyway, I started the first book during Christmas. I had such a hard time getting into it. It took me 3 tries to get into it, and I ended up needing to listen to it in order to get into it. I try and go on a walk, at least one walk, every single day with my daughter when she's happy, which is usually in between her naps. And sometimes I just want to listen to something, so I said, okay, we're gonna listen to some audiobooks instead of, like, sometimes I'll listen to Flosstube, but a lot of Flosstubes I want to be watching. So I said, okay, we're gonna listen to some audiobooks. Let's try listening to A Court of Thorns and Roses since I couldn't get into it on my Kindle. So I listened to it. I finally got to 50% of the book, and that's when I was like, okay, I can read this book. This is getting interesting. Book 2, I think I finished in 2 days. Book 3 took me a little bit longer, but I just finished book 3. It was great. I like the series. I I'm really enjoying it. I don't know what else to say. It's a series that I didn't want to read because of all of the hype on social media about it, but I'm glad that I gave it another chance. I'm glad I gave it 2 more chances. And I'm going to start the 4th book. I did start the 4th book yesterday, but I have been napping with my daughter the last couple days because it has been exhausting. My husband's birthday was yesterday, and I went to bed late because I was setting things up for his birthday, and then I woke up with our daughter because that's what I do every single day, and I only got like 4 hours of sleep, so I just so I've been napping instead of reading. So hopefully I will get back onto the going to bed early and reading while she naps train, because I feel like that was good for me. I felt better. So there's that. Second, my quilting group. I have not been able to go to the last 2 meetings because my husband has been closing the pro shop at the golf course, and because it is spring and the sun does not set until later, that means that he is not getting out until later. So he's not getting home sometimes not until 9:30. And my quilting group ends at 10. So, you know, we are supposed to be meeting 2 times a month. Our next meeting is in not this upcoming week, but the next week. And I will actually be able to go to that one. So I'm excited about that. And what else? What else? Oh, my first couple times, I probably will not be sewing anything. I have a lot of t-shirts that I need to cut up to make a t-shirt quilt. I also have 2 t-shirt quilts that I'm wanting to make. So that will probably be my first few times of going to that group, is just taking my rotary cutter and my cutting mats and my rulers and my big box of t-shirts. That will probably be my first couple times, but that's okay because I gotta get them cut in order to do it, and that's what I have, so I don't have to go buy a lot of fabric or anything. And then what else? I think that's it. I think that's everything. 20 minutes, not shabby at all. In my last video of me making needle minders, I mentioned that I was starting an Etsy shop. I haven't published it yet, but if I publish it, I will put a link in the description box of this video. I have a ton of supplies to make them, so I kind of figured, why not? If you'd be interested in one, please go and check it out. I showed what kind of needle minders I would be selling in my last video, so if you want to go check that out, go check it out. And I did mention that I was going to post a video of me making a card because I had brought that up. I have not made that card yet, but I am still planning on it. I am going to make a baby card for someone, so those are stickers that I'm going to use. So I just need to find out, I just need to pick the paper that I'm going to use and make it, but yeah. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. please make sure you're subscribed. I'm on the journey to 1,000. I think I have just under 300 to go, but getting to 1,000 would be cool. Thanks for watching. I hope you remember that someone always needs you, and I will see you next time. Bye.